Hey, what's up everyone? My name's Fabian Ibarra and I'm an arborist community expert, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to do some spar work, negative rigging some wood. So right here we've got this maple that we've been taking down today. I'm at the top. We just did the top a few minutes ago. So now we got to get all of this wood down. And you can see down there we've got, you know, a flower bed down there, some little bit decorative stuff. So we got to get this down without breaking anything. Got some wires over there. We got the busy street right here. It's probably about a 5-6 foot chunk. We're gonna cut it about right here. So I'm gonna show you guys how we're gonna set up everything. So one, we're gonna want our block, which we got this block right here. We're gonna throw around, and then we're gonna throw a cow hitch onto this. We've just got a dead eye sling today. This is what we're working with. We got a ultra sling, this will work too. The one with the pockets. All right, now we gotta install our rope. So when we're doing this, we wanna make sure this pin right here is never being smashed up against this tree. So when this comes down and over, it's gonna wade into this and pull the pin out front. And then while I'm doing my notch, what I like to do is just go ahead and throw a slip knot up in there, just like that, so it doesn't come out the block. And then, so now we're good. We're gonna do our notch here, and then we'll tie after we do our notch, because if we tie, then we're gonna have the rope here in our way and possibly might cut it. Alright, so you can see now we've got our notch here. So now I'm going to take the rope and tie it up here. So what I'll do, give me a nice good length of rope, throw it around one way, and then I'll half hitch this here. Then we're going to go up just a tad bit, and I throw it around the same direction. So now I've got this leg of line going up and back around, and then we're going to throw ourselves a running bowline in here. And that'll be our termination knot right there. And then slide this to the front, just like that. So I'm going to let my groundsman know I'm all ready on the rope. All good, Wrath! Just for your information, it's just kind of like felling a tree. Righty, so now we're gonna give it a little push, and then you straight down. See, and now they can lower it down. You don't have to damage anything down there. And then now once they get that down on the ground, they can untie it. They'll probably throw a slip knot, block it up in here, and then I can take all this and move it down a little bit more. And we just kind of continue that process all the way down. All right, so we've got this chunk of wood right here. So our rigging point's up above the piece of log now. So now we're gonna make a break cut down here. And then what I'm gonna do after I make the break cut, and since I'm in a bucket, this is kind of an advantage to a bucket, I'm gonna go up there and push it over and break it for him. If you're not in a bucket, what you can do is do a notch and then do your back cut and let it go over if you're in it climbing. So yep, I'm gonna start my cuts, and then I will let him know when I'm done, and I will go up there and break it for him. I'm gonna do 2 cuts and then go up and push it.
Make a back cut if you want.
Just 1 cut?
Up to you.
Okay. So now I give it a little push.
Maybe.
Go up a little bit higher. It's a great thing about buckets sometimes. So get this extra poke. There it goes. maybe I should have cut it a little bit higher, because if you guys saw, it kind of sat on there and kind of got stuck in there. So that was my fault. I should have maybe went up a little bit higher so I had a little bit more drop off time. And maybe once the butt would have hit it, it kind of skipped off of it a little bit. But it still worked out. Everything was safe down there and good to go. Alright, so one thing that I wanted to note, so like whenever you're rigging from like climbing perspective, like I said, today in the bucket, what I like to do is just my preference is have my climbing line installed above the rigging point where the block is at. I like to install my cinch anchor there and then my lanyard underneath, just in case if for some reason I need to come down in an emergency, you know, my line is above and I can move. Or even if I'm running on a friction saver on a double rope system, I'm able to rappel down quick and easy. And if, you know, my lanyard gets pinched in here, like say when the log goes over and say it pinches here, I can detach my lanyard and everything and still rappel off of my cinch anchor point. So that's just one thing in a climbing perspective I like to do. Some people run both their lanyard and their cinched anchor up here too. I'm not a big fan of that, just in case it wears to shake you and it pops off. You know, I mean, it's possible. Or some people like to run them both underneath. I don't think there's really any standard, but those are just a couple options when you're climbing. Alrighty, so this one's gonna be a bit bigger. So we've got this weird like codominant stems right here, so it's gonna be a little bit funky trying to rig those out. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put a block here, we're gonna do a notch here, and then we're gonna take this whole thing in one piece. And then after that, we're probably just gonna fell the rest. We got some logs down there for the landing. So we're gonna do our back cut. And if you're a climber, one thing you can do before you rappel down is, like on a piece like this, ask for a tag line. And you're gonna have guys pull this over for you, because down here there's gonna be a lot of weight to try and push over on your spikes. But since we're in the bucket, if I need to help him down there, if this doesn't want to go by itself, then I can just ride the bucket up and just push the top over for him. Or you can also just install a tag line too, even if you're in the bucket. But yep, we'll get this one cut and see this big boy go over. Some cool Army helicopters going over us. So we're about to knock this over. Bye-bye, helicopters. Ready? There we go. Yeah. Boom, just like that. Good job. So in this last one that we did, this is pretty big around, and the sling was probably gonna be a little too short for the cow hitch. So what I did is a little timber hitch. It's just to wrap around this, and then you just keep continuously wrapping this, and you want to at least, I always go with a rule of at least 5 wraps or more. The more the better, and then this just cinches down on itself and it'll tighten up and it won't come undone. But yep, that's the timber hitch for bigger wood. So hopefully you guys got something out of that and was able to give you some good pointers or good tips, and safe rigging out there. Thanks.